Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to dedicate this lesson to Eduardo Serio from Black Jaguar White Tiger. He continuously encourages me to do the right thing and motivates me to make this about helping people. He's such a great example of that, of helping others and just sharing your life in a way that you're a good example, without letting your ego get in the way, regardless of what people say. So, anyway, this is dedicated to you. And this is lesson 11. Every time I've progressed a little bit more on the form, I'll remind you that I'm not a Sifu nor a Tai Chi master. I'm just a Tai Chi player. This is the Lee form. It used to be called square yard Tai Chi because you're able to do it, in a square yard. And it's known in history that the monks would practice this on top of a tree trunk. And tree trunks were huge, back in the day. They weren't small ones like now. So they were big. So it would be a square yard and they would be up there, practicing. And also, monks were constantly having to defend their temples. So a lot of times they were arrested, and so they would practice the Tai Chi and Qigong exercises, from their cells. So this is why, the Li form, it used to be very popular back in the day, and now it's actually probably the least popular. It does have 140 postures, and I only know like 120. So I won't be able to. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll take you and show you as much as I can. Welcome. I'm see that some people are on. Oh, greetings from England. Well, welcome, England. I'm so glad that you've joined me. And another thing I wanted to talk about is that Tai Chi, the philosophy is a philosophy also of Taoism, and they teach a lot about observing nature. And what better ways now than to really think about how animals move. I've talked about, moving like a cat, gently and slowly, and then they strike very fast. And the whole form is yin yang. The whole form is an offense and a defense at the same time. Like this one, when we're pushing, we're being offense and then defense, and it yields. And we want to move like water. Water doesn't fight with anything. It can nourish everything at the same time, and it flows. It can be in high places, and it can also be in low places, and it's not constantly striving or fighting against anything. It flows. And that's one of the things that I remember my seafood talking about, is that we must flow like water, and that the form breathes, kind of like the way we breathe. We should be able to see the movements, in circular motion and breathing and coordinating every move that we make. So I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I love sharing with you guys. I am getting back a little bit to work next week, not out in my practice, but setting up classes for the new students, and we're going to be doing online classes. So I'll be doing some of that. I am probably going to cut back on the Tai Chi a little bit, like maybe just Mondays and Fridays, and do something else on Wednesdays. I'm also trying to teach anatomy and physiology to my students, and kinesiology. So I've got lots of things going. So I will be back next Monday, and I will start. Remember, the Qigong exercises our breath work. So that's one of the things that we strive for, is just to coordinate the breathing. Remember to breathe down to your dantian, approximately 2 to 3 inches below your navel and 2 inches within. That's the center of your body. So we're trying to keep that the center of our body. So let's start by warming up, doing some warming up and getting our heart going. And remember, you can always add a little bit of, like we can stand here and then we can start walking. That's incorporating both. can lift your legs up a little bit higher too. That's also a little bit, challenging. Um, let's do this one. This is really good for coordination. Getting your right brain and your left brain to synchronize. You always want to come back to your center. Okay, let's do this one. Inhale. Now let's incorporate it, shooting the bow or the arrow. And let's connect heaven and earth. Let's do passing clouds. We haven't done that in a few days, just to remind us that this too shall pass, and also to remind you that even Darwin said that the people that adapt to changes are the ones that survive. Not so much the ones that are the strongest or the smartest, it's the ones that can adapt So it's very important for us to start thinking about how we're going to adapt and how we are adapting to these changes without fear and with peace and love in our heart and knowing that this too shall pass. So let's observe the clouds passing, just turning. We watch with our eyes, bring our hand down, and observing the clouds pass. We don't judge them, we don't get involved emotionally with the clouds. We just view them and enjoy them. And I know sometimes the clouds are dark and we know there's a storm coming. And sometimes we are in the middle of the storm. But just remember that in the end, the sun always comes up. The sun will shine in the morning. And this too shall pass. Let's pick some fruit. Let's fly like a bird. Get the glenohumeral joint really moving here. Remember that freedom is in our hearts and in our mind. I highly recommend any book that you can read by Viktor Frankl. That book inspired me 20 years ago tremendously. Viktor Frankl. He was in a concentration camp and he talks about his experiences there and the way his thoughts, he controlled his thoughts to be positive in spite of the circumstances. So if you can read any of Viktor Frankl's books, that would be wonderful. Just like I also recommend the I Ching by Lao Tzu. Terrific quotes. I feel that maybe some of you are really interested in learning more about the philosophy of Tai Chi. So I do recommend the I Ching, and the Tao Te Ching. I think I just made a mistake. It's the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. So when we're flying and when we're, get into our relaxed mode, we can visualize ourselves free, whether we're at home or whether, we're in our living room. We really got the chi flowing. And I'll remind you again, I know that I remind you of this every single time, but it is important for you to breathe all the way to your dantian, for you to tuck in your tailbone and tuck in your chin, but at the same time have, like if you have a string pulling you where your spine is erect, and curl your tongue and touch the palate of your mouth so that the chi can continue to flow inside and outside. And remember that everything is a circle and that we're moving, everything at once. The yin yang, the offense, the defense, so think about that and think about what your feet are doing. We're stimulating all the reflexes on our feet as we're doing the form. So think about, where's the weight now? Is it the ball of my foot, the heel of my foot? Where's the yang? Where's the yin? The yin yang. All right, so let's start with the form. And this one is gathering Oh, let's do our salute first. Always looking up. Namaste. This one is called Gathering Celestial Energy. Each posture has a name. You relax the shoulders. And then this one's called Playing the Guitar. I think I took you further than we did the last time. So, okay. So, I think maybe next time I'm going to open it up to questions and comments. I'm sure some of you have comments and questions, and I usually don't give you time for that. I just see that some of you are on. So, next Monday, if you have any questions or comments, I'm going to spend a couple of, minutes, or maybe not a couple, maybe 5 minutes answering some of your questions. I don't know that I'll know the answers because, like I said, I'm not a master. I'm not a Sifu. I'm just a Tai Chi player. But if I can help you, if you have questions, I'll be more than glad to try to answer them on Monday. So let's do the form this way again, and then I'll turn around so you can observe me and follow like that. That might be a little bit easier. Remember to drop your shoulders, relax the shoulders at all times, and to do your best to coordinate your breathing, with the offense you exhale, with the defense you inhale. And also, I'm sorry, yin and yang. That should be the yin and yang, not offense and defense. However, don't forget that this is some martial arts and that every move is a self-defense. And if you feel that, that you've been doing this too slow for too long and you need to be a little bit more yang, you can do all this really fast. And I know most of you are very much beginners, but you can do some of the postures, a little bit fast so that you can get that yang. You don't want to go to the extreme of being yin for too long. Okay, you want to keep it balanced. You always want to be conscious, that the yin contains the yang and the yang contains part of the yin. They're one and the same. There's no separation. One of the exercises that I remember my Sifu used to do for us when we were being too yin, he'd have us trace the circle of the yin yang. He'd have us trace a circle. So let me show you. And that one, you can do it slow or fast, but we would go, like this, and then go the middle. So you're just tracing it, you know, the the middle, and then the circle, middle, and then the circle, and you could do it real fast. That would really get your, that's yang. So you might want to practice that sometimes. Some of these, postures, you always need to balance it with the opposite, arm. But remember that each posture can be a meditative posture, whether you hold it for 5 minutes or 1 minute, whatever you can. If you want to challenge yourself, you can do this one, start meditating on it. You should be really right on that femur and the cerebellum, the hip bones, and you should be able to hold it, for quite a while, and move your leg and always relax your arms, So just, if you want to challenge yourself more, and this is, you're ready for that step, please do so. Remember that you can hold any posture, for 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever you can, and build it up. So I'm going to turn around now, and then you guys can follow me that way. Okay, I think we've added one more posture, but we'll do this again on Monday. Time goes by so quickly. Time goes by so quickly with you guys. I really appreciate you being here. And like my Sifu said, it's not the quantity, but it's the quality of people that are interested. And that's what I'm interested in, is, those of you that really are benefiting from this, that it gives you some sort of peace or harmony, or helps you go within. Real this breathing, remember, stimulates the vagus nerve and the phrenic nerve. The phrenic nerve goes right through the diaphragm. So every time you're inhaling, and it also helps you with the parasympathetic system, which is the one that puts you in a relaxed mode. So that in turn lowers your blood pressure. So I could go on and on and on about the benefits of Tai Chi. And it also makes you more alert. And if you start, that's your homework from over this weekend. I want you guys to observe, you know, if you have a dog, or better if you have a cat, because you can really observe cats, how they move and how they step lightly. And my Sifu always said, step like a kitty. And this is the cat stance. This posture right here is called the cat stance. So observe. Remember that this was from observing. Chang Sang Fan was known to have observed a snake and a crane fighting, and that's how some of these postures came about. So please be observant of the animals, the birds, whatever. You can look out your window, go for a walk, breathe in that fresh air. We can go out for walks, even if it's out on the sidewalk or the street. I know we can't go to the parks, but do your best to go outside and breathe, and think about what's around you. Be in tune. What a great opportunity this is for us to be in touch more with our family. How many times did we say, "Ooh, I don't feel like going to work today," And now we have this opportunity to be at home. So let's flow with it. Let's flow like water and see, where this takes us. So until the next time, create a great day. I'll see you guys on Monday.